Hello, welcome to part 3 of how to heal your thyroid. In today's session, I want to explore the topic of chakras. Now, chakras are energy centers located along your spine, and the chakra that we're going to look at in particular today is the throat chakra, the Vishuddhi chakra, which is at the throat center. So obviously we are looking at the thyroid gland, which is at the throat center. So this chakra, as we start to work with it, can start to heal that part of your body. So with the Vishuddhi chakra, you can explore it in so many different ways. We've obviously done a little bit of that in our asana practice and our breathing practice. If you look back at those videos, a lot of the yoga poses were working with opening up the throat center, stretching it, moving it, and bringing our awareness into that part of the body. And then we also did some breathing exercises where we took prana, which is life force energy, into this part of the being to help with healing. Now, to add to that, we can then explore this chakra a little bit further by using lots of different practices. So first of all, each chakra is represented by a color. And the Vishuddhi chakra at the throat center is represented by the color blue, but also like a smoky, deep purple color as well. So you can start to use this color into your life in lots of fun different ways. So for example, I'm wearing some blue trousers and I've got a blue top on underneath here, so you can use it in your clothing. You can also bring it into your life in other ways. So for example, I sometimes drink water from a blue bottle. So I'll pour water in the bottle. It's a glass bottle. I then put this in the sun and this charges the water, cleanses the water, and it really allows the blue color to get absorbed into the water. I then drink that water, so it's almost like I'm drinking the color blue. And again, that can be really good for the throat center. So that's a really nice practice to do. You can also work with crystals. So there are so many different crystals out there, and some of them are blue in color. So taking a crystal and meditating with it in your practice is a really good way to start to bring the color blue into your life. And crystals can be really powerful, and they are probably a topic for another day, but they are really useful for meditating with. So you can try and find a blue crystal to work with. Other ways that you could incorporate blue are by eating blueberries. But anything else where you can have a bit of fun with the color blue is really good. You could even just start painting or drawing with blue and really allowing yourself to be creative and expressive, which are two key elements of the throat chakra. The throat chakra is all about our ability to express ourselves. The throat center is that center where we speak. So it's really important that we do express ourselves, and to really have a healthy throat chakra, you really need to be able to express from your heart. So really, whatever you're feeling in your heart, are you really expressing that out into the world, or are you suppressing yourself? And if you are suppressing yourself and perhaps like holding your speech back, you might want to look at this chakra. Also, if you're feeling shy about something and you don't want to allow yourself to almost be seen and heard because you're holding your voice back and you're not speaking up for yourself. Again, those might be elements that you might need to just become aware of, to shine a light on that and understand what is going on for you, that you're not able to speak and express yourself in the way that feels truthful to you. So really is really honoring our sense of truth. So that center is really important for that. Also, what we can do with chakras, when we're working with chakras, is we can work with the mantra associated to that center. And that is really important for the Vishuddhi chakra, which, like I said, is all about sound and expressing ourselves. So chanting the mantra is really important. And each chakra, like I said, has a mantra and a sound. And the mantra and sound at the throat chakra is hung. Okay, so it's H-A-N-G. So we'll work with chanting that a little bit later on so that you can feel the sound of that mantra within your body as we meditate with it. But this sound, again, will start to help heal the throat if you do it in a repetitive practice and you do it over time. Also, other mantras, you can start to incorporate other mantras into your life, and just mantra meditation. So you can use like beads This is 108 beads, and just chanting is a great way to heal your throat center. What I would be mindful of when you are chanting, any chant in particular, is to make sure that it sits well for you, it sits right for you. I did a Vedic astrology recently, and within that astrology session they told me specific chants that are good for me, good for my vibration. So I've been using that, and that really helps me again with my throat chakra. So being mindful of that is really, really important. Another thing that you can do with the center of sound and working with speech and speaking and how we speak to ourselves is by using affirmations. And affirmations are simply saying a positive sentence or a few positive words and repeating that over and over again to yourself. You can also write the affirmation down, stick it up on a mirror or somewhere where you're constantly seeing it, or just put it on your phone as a screensaver so that you're constantly seeing those words and you're repeating those words within your mind. And a book that I really recommend for affirmations is Louise Hay's book, and this book is called Heal Your Body, and she writes about certain affirmations that are specific for different parts of the body. And so I thought I'd just read out the one that she recommends for the thyroid gland and for hyperthyroidism and hypothyroidism. And the affirmation is, I move beyond old limitations, and now I allow myself to express freely and creatively. So I'll repeat that to you again. I move beyond old limitations, and now I allow myself to express freely and creatively. I move beyond old limitations, and now allow myself to express freely and creatively. So you can write that down and you can repeat those words to yourself, especially when you first wake up in the morning. So as soon as you wake up in the morning, affirming that to yourself is really important. And like I said, the center is all about our ability to be creative and expressive. So perhaps even taking some time to just journal and understand, where are you stopping yourself from being creative? Where are you stopping yourself from expressing yourself? And how can you bring that back into your life again? And I know from my own experience, when I was going through this journey of healing my thyroid, I realized there was a lot of things I had stopped doing in my life. I'd stopped being creative and expressing myself, and I knew that was indirectly harming my thyroid chakra. And I knew that I am a very creative person, and I love to express the inner truths of what I'm feeling and my soul and what my soul wants to say here in the world. So I have definitely been working on that, which is why I wanted to create this series for you and express myself and express my journey of healing my thyroid. Also, what I want you to understand about the throat chakra, the Vishuddhi chakra, is that every chakra is represented by an element. So the element here at the throat chakra is Akasha, which is ether and space. So the throat center, as we start to come up through all the chakras, and if you know anything about the other lower chakras in the body, they're a little bit more dense and heavy. So as we start to come up towards the throat, it becomes lighter, we come into space and air, because we are moving now from the physical realm of the lower chakras to the more spiritual realms within the body, which is when you sort of come to the third eye and the crown chakra. So your throat chakra is like that bridge where you're moving from the physical to the spiritual. And another way that you can look at this and understand that is by being aware of your dreams, because this center is the center of our dreams. So you might start to become aware of dreams that you're having. You might be having repetitive dreams. You might have some heavy dreams. And what's really important is that you start to become aware of your dreams and the messages within the dreams. So I tend to, if I have had a dream which is like come up into my mind as I wake up in the morning, I will journal it and write it down. I'll then read it through and just intuitively understand, like, what messages do I need to learn from the dream? What is being shown to me? And sometimes these can be in sort of different ways. It can come out in different ways, but it's really important that you just start to become aware of your dreams. And over time, you'll start to just see little messages that are coming up in the dreams, which you can then start to incorporate into your day-to-day life, or if there are changes you need to make, or if you just need to be aware of certain things, your dreams will give you those messages. So I would definitely encourage you to just start to become aware of any dreams that you're having at nighttime. So all of these practices there's a lot of practices, and I think I have given you a lot of information. So just remember to start small and just to start to become aware of the throat chakra, the Vishuddhi chakra, to work with it in a way that is simple and easy for you to incorporate into your life. You don't need to do everything I've told you today. Maybe you could just take one element, and maybe the one element is just the vibration and the chant of the hung sound. And the hung sound can sometimes sound like hum or hum, and we're going to work with it now. So we're going to do a couple of deep breaths and work with the sound and work with just bringing our awareness into the throat chakra. So let's begin. So just allowing yourself to come into a comfortable seated position, keeping your spine tall, your shoulders relaxed, and resting your hands either on your knees or in your lap. From here now, just gently closing your eyes and bringing your attention onto your breath. And just become aware of your inhalation and your exhalation. And then start to draw your awareness and attention up into the space of your throat chakra, the Vishuddhi chakra, at the throat, the neck, the top of the cervical spine, just becoming aware of that center within your body. And as you hold your attention here, start to visualize a blue color, a very deep blue, almost like a smoky purple. So visualize that at the throat center. And in a moment, we'll start to work with the mantra, the Vishuddhi mantra, which is hung. We will start off loudly, and then we'll get quieter and quieter until you're just mentally repeating that sound within your mind. So to begin the practice, just start by taking a long, slow, deep breath in through your nose and chanting hum, hum. Again, nice and loudly. Hum. Hum. Another slow, deep breath in. Hum. We'll start to go a little bit quieter now. Hum. And quieter. Hum. Hum. Even quieter. Hum. Whispering. Hum. And now mentally repeating the sound of hung within your mind. And as you do that, continue to keep your awareness at your throat center, visualizing that deep blue color, allowing your throat to heal, and allowing yourself to become aware of this space within your body, this energetic space within your body. Continue to repeat the mantra within your mind for another moment. And now from here, we'll release the repetition of the mantra, just lowering your awareness down, slightly tilting your head forward as you just ground your energy. Bring your attention all the way back down into your hips and into your legs, feeling the ground and the earth beneath you. Taking a long, slow, deep breath in through your nose. Exhale fully out of the mouth. Gently allow your eyes to open as you bring your gaze back into the room. I hope you enjoyed that practice, and I encourage you to work with that mantra if you can on a daily basis, or just listening to the sounds of that mantra on repeat if you can. So you can even record your voice saying the mantra and just listen to that sound. But just starting to bring that vibration into your life, to raise your vibration, to heal the energy at your throat chakra. I hope you enjoyed this series, and I really hope that it does help you to heal your throat center. If you need any further guidance or advice, please contact me directly. I'll be happy to hear from you, and I wish you all the best in this journey. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.